Hey everyone, this is Wars 3 and 4. I'm combining the Wars 3 and 4 and then 4 and 5 together um, in two separate videos, but two wars per video just because I'm a lot behind and you know, it'll just make it easier to catch up. So, yeah, this first fight here, I have a Immortal Hulk on path 2, and instead of completely ignoring the strike counter Fury, which I traditionally see here when using Nick Fury, since he is conduit, I'm doing something a little bit differently. What I like to do is first take advantage of the strike counter, then throw a special one and wait out the conduit. And once conduit is over, that's when I can really get my damage in, because by then the Fury comparatively, if you were just ignoring the node, is much less, and there's much less risk to dying. And at the same time, I'm also pushing him um, over special one, but closer to special 2. That way I can still push him to a special one after he throws it and continue the fight without, risking a 40k into a parry or something like that. Yeah. Definitely do not ignore the strike counter Fury, because that's very risky. That's also why I ran the regen boost, because, it's expected to lose some health since your parries are going to take a lot more damage just because of the strike counter and you're not able to knock down consistently. Here is just a void, and you'll notice that I slowed my combo at the very start just so I can hit the 10th combo and, shrug his debuff. And I tried to do that again for the 30th hit, but as you'll see, Nick Fury just hits way too hard and he's just down. And I also did apply some power back boosts, but they were mainly just necessary for this scroll fight. And there was actually an interaction here that me and the officer missed, and he told me since Skrull has his falter and energy vulnerability, that's one debuff, and there's two more from the special burst. Okay, so here I just made a mistake where I shouldn't have done medium heavy, limber. But yeah, the mistake we made was we didn't realize that the two debuffs from special burst lockdown plus his falter would be the third. And even if the falter does fall off, which, because I hit him, he'll still keep the unblockable the entire time unless we shrug the debuff. So I'm basically fighting him fully unblockable at this point. And that's just something that you learn with experience in war, is the ability to adapt even with something that does not go as planned or as instructed. And this was not something that either of us saw coming, so obviously I don't blame him. And yeah, Herc is just so strong in war. Here he caught me on dash back. I'm not sure how or why, but I'm not gonna blame the game. It's probably just me. Here the unblockable does fall, so I'm happy with that. I did some intercepts before that just so I can keep the tempo of the fight going, and since he is unblockable, I don't really have any other safe choice. I opted to go for the special one instead of special 2 just so I can bypass the miss. And there was one thing that you'll notice where I dash in during his special 1 animation. That's just so I can get rid of the falter. And yeah, I much prefer to do that versus hitting his block or something like that. Here is just a long shot, and I'm just using Nick Fury. My idea was to parry and do like small combos just so his karma doesn't stack. And yeah, I do the heavy just so I get the unblockable. Even though Nick Fury didn't even if Nick Fury doesn't necessarily purify a debuff, he will still gain the unblockable because his prompt on his heavy is that he will purify a debuff. So it's a pretty interesting interaction there. Here he has the Pure of Heart, so you have to be very careful not to push him to special 2. Even though I do have the second life, I just don't want to risk that. it's better to play safe in war than, you know, flashy or risky. So that's why I just blocked the special one there, the last part. And then there's just a Rentra, which I'm applying a white Magneto pre-fight for an alliance mate, and you know, he does a great job, obviously. Crushes this fight. Alright, so this is a 51 Mysterio, and I'm using Hercules here. You'll see in the start that I applied an invul boost, and it's not really needed, as you'll see in the fight, but because I wanted the added safety and the officer said he preferred if I did, I said sure, I'll do it. The reason we have White Magneto here is because of Conflictor. It's much easier to manage with it, and the reason I'm alternating my combo between heavy and medium light medium is because he gains prowess if I repeat the same combo, and the prowess also gives him a block penetration charge, so it's just very dangerous overall. Regardless of if you get hit or if you take a blocked hit, you'll be taking a lot of damage pretty much. So yeah, the goal is just to special one and push him to his special 2, and hopefully the True Sense will pay off since it can bypass miss. And special 2 is easier to keep spacing, I guess, as well. So yeah, there's not much more to this fight. He dies pretty fast, and it would be even faster if you had a cooperative AI, because you'll see the True Sense fall off. So I just waited out. I don't want to play anything risky. I just parry back up. And yeah, now that it's over, I can attack. Same medium, light medium. I was a little bit tempted to just, you know, nuke him out, but it's better to stick to the game plan and play safe, because you never know. And yeah, that was the end of this war versus Black, and GG's to them. We did get the win. So yeah, I just taxied up and told Bean, you know, he can activate kill mode and get all these fights down, because you know, he's a beast. He takes a lot of pretty tough fights, like 48, you know, the Mangog, Doom bosses. He's very good with his Quicksilver. And then this war is with versus T3 and M. I think it means them, but I don't know how they meant it. But yeah, this war actually had an exam, so I told them please give me a lighter war, and they ended up giving me only 2 fights, which was very generous. I expected maybe, you know, just Pats and 1 mini instead of the usual, but yeah, so this was very nice. For this fight, I didn't really need any sort of boosting, but I applied a regen boost just because I knew the block damage would be a lot. And the officer instructed me to block all of his special, and Nimrod is tanky enough to do so. I am able to block to dex his, I was going to say block, but I'm able to dex his specials fully, but I chose not to because that's what I was told to do. And yeah, this fight is pretty slow because I don't have recoil, and obviously my Nimrod is rank 3 and he's unduped, so it is a little bit slower than the average Nimrod fight. I also didn't play it like, you know, stacking the armors and all that. I didn't do that stuff, but wasn't really worried about the fight or the fight time, so yeah. This war we actually did secure a donut, which is very nice because I haven't gotten in a BG with a donut since I was with Poseidon with, you know, Amanda and the crew. So yeah, this was a very nice war. I wish I could have contributed more, but obviously, you know, exams come first, and they did give me a lighter war for that, so I appreciate that for them. And yeah, there's not much more to say on this fight. Just block his special, back out of the rest, and keep hitting him till he falls down pretty much. Get 10 charges. Since he's a mutant, I get double charges, and it just makes the ramp up easier and faster. Here I did stack some armor just to get more damage and finish it up since this was going so long. And then my next fight here is a Mojo, and I'm using Torch. I did have some very shitty AI. I did send the video over to my officer after this video, and they said, you know, you did a good job. he had a bad AI. He played slow, he played smart, and he finished him up nicely. So yeah, I was instructed to put my flame on here since I only have 2 fights this war, and they didn't need it anywhere else, so I'd be much safer with it anyways. Mojo doesn't exactly benefit from this node, like the the unblockable and stuff, since he doesn't inflict any active debuffs on you. You'll just have the heal block, the armor break potentially, and then pretty much that's it. You'll notice his prompts RNG is also pretty shit, because he gets dash back, he gets to use a heavy, block a hit, like these are things that you have to do. So yeah, the regen boost was mainly just so I could heal from the block damage on APOC since he's a rank 4, and if he gave me like a degen. But I did my best to bait his specials, but you'll see he's just not using it. I'm in the corner now, so I do a short combo, try to bait it more, but he just won't budge. So here I see is very low. I have enough Nova Flames. It has a stun, and I can combo after it as well. So it went fine, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this war. So I'm gonna work on the next 2 wars, get that out pretty soon. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day.